Hey everybody, Serenity here. Wanted to show you guys my water filtration system for hiking the Appalachian Trail. Throughout my hiking career, if you will, I have been using the Bladder, right? I have always loved using the Bladder, except for the obvious downfalls that most people, that a lot of people have complaints about them, with the not being able to see your water, and judge when you're running out, having to take that friggin' thing out of your pack every time. What a pain. But I lived with it because I loved the convenience of having the hose. That hose, for me, makes me drink at least a third more water because of the convenience of having that right next to my face. But I've been experimenting with the, what everyone else has been doing lately. They've been taking the Sawyer squeeze and tying it onto the top of their water bottle, or just squeezing out of the CNOC, which are things I still do. But what I did was I did a little gear hack here, and I don't know if you can see it, but right there I drilled a hole in the center of the cap. And I'm a home brewer at home too. I like to make some some wine and cider and stuff like that. And we have airlocks, and these little valves, these little rubber gaskets go through a 5-gallon bucket top, so that you can make an airlock out of a food-worthy 5-gallon bucket. So I drilled a hole in my smart water bottle and then just ran this through here. You can find these online, no problem, anywhere, right? Easy stuff. Follow the directions, the right drill bit size, all that stuff. And then as you're hiking, you can see your water. I still have the convenience of having that water filter, or that hose right there, man, to just drink a lot more water. So it helps me. And again, all this stuff is just for me. I know everyone's different. We all have our own idiosyncrasies and things that we like and whatnot. So, and then in my side pocket here, because another aspect of the perfect water filtration system for me is to be able to filter and not have to take my backpack off. Sometimes it's nice, because that way I can filter as I'm running along, and I don't have to carry as much water. When I had the platypus, I would just fill that thing up with 2 liters of water and keep on plugging and get through a good chunk of my day without having to stop. But I would carry all that water just so I wouldn't have to pull that damn bag out of there, right? So what I've done is I put it so it's an easy reach, right? And you'll see I've got the scooper. We're all familiar with that. When you get to certain water sources where your CNOC is just too big to go into the source without scooping up a bunch of debris. And then I have my deuce of spades, right? Which it's multi-purpose here, and I keep it here around my my scooper, because I've noticed with this thing that when I have it in my toilet paper bag, it tends to tear up my, I keep it in a Ziploc baggie, and it tears some. After a while, it wears off the edges. These things are pretty sharp, right? In the hands of a trained ninja, this is a deadly tool. But it can be used, it can be also doubles as a to help with one of your types of water sources that you come upon, like when you get a small trickle, right? And the trickle is like sporadic drips going across a rock or over some moss or something like that, and you can use this to settle it into the moss or into the leaves or whatever, and form a defined drip or pour for to get it into your CNOC bag. So right here I have a perfect example, and hopefully you can see this, but we have a good trickle right here, and I haven't done this yet, so I hope it works. But you can pull some leaves aside, get a little drop right here, and then use your deuce of spades to get yourself a nice form going, nice drip off of there. Now, I can put a little rock underneath there and hold that up. Then you can see this pour that I've got right there. That pour, that little waterfall is pretty strong. That'll fill it up a lot quicker, and it's more controlled. So, and sometimes we get these kind of sources that we're not happy to drink from. but we got to. You got to do what you got to do, you know? So you have that available. And then you also have other sources, right? So another thing that I'll use this deuce of spades for is sometimes you get these kind of sources, right? Where it's, this is like a source where you need to scoop, but that deuce of spades can help you to clear the source out first and make it better to make it a little deeper. You can muck it up, right? It's no big deal because this is a pretty good source, right? But it was too shallow for me to scoop out of. So what you do is you clear that baby out, let it get all mucked up. Now this one, obviously you might want to take your pack off for, because it takes a minute for that to clear out. So what you'll do is you'll sit here for 5 minutes, and in about 5 minutes or so you can see it already clearing up right here. And in about 5 minutes or so, that'll be a nice puddle for you to scoop out of into your CNOC, and then you just squeeze it off into your water bottle and you're good to go. And then obviously, you know, you guys are all familiar with your standard sources, so I'm not going to get into that right now, where you just have a river or a lake that you can take and just dip your CNOC into, which has, you know, the CNOCs are the wide mouth base top to them, so you can scoop a lot more water quicker. My guess is most of you guys watching these are pretty familiar with them. But they've definitely changed my filtration system, made it a lot easier to deal with. I tried the gravity system for a while too, and I like that a lot for when I'm hiking with all the family and stuff. So that I had 2 4-liter bags. But yeah, so that's my water system, and I think it ticks off all the boxes for me. And again, everyone's unique. You could use different aspects of this, but for different things. But it's all self-contained, boom, 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 ready to roll. And that's my water tip, man. So here's a little better idea. Last time I know my video was not, didn't give you a good idea what this, the deuce of spades is good for. So you see how that source, right, is a trickle, is hard to access with just your CNOC. So that deuce of spades makes life a lot easier. Just make sure, what I do is I kick in everything over my, when I dig my cat hole, I kick it in instead of scraping it back in with my deuce of spades. That is only for just for digging the cat hole, and that's it. So there's no cross-contamination going on there, FYI. So just kick in your dirt afterwards instead of trying to use that. That's the only place I could see you could get cross-contamination, and even then it's probably slim. But you know, sometimes things aren't as clean and pretty as we want them, and I could see that getting cross-contamination. So I kick everything in, press it down with my feet, and keep on plugging. I noticed in that last video you didn't get a really good look at the scooper. Is just a Gatorade bottle that is cut off, and then I've got my Sawyer squeeze in there, wrapped up in my thing, and then I have a line on here for gravity feed when I'm in camp at night, because at camp I like to do multiple things at one time, so I'll gravity feed with that when I'm in camp at night. So I have the adapters, a little blue adapter that I keep in my other little pouch right here, because I didn't want it falling out of this. So that's the scooper, and then I keep the deuce of spades right there with a rubber band, because you know, this stuff, these things, they're sharp, man, and I don't want to wreck my my Dyneema Cuban fiber backpack by just sticking it in anywhere, and then it was tearing up I used to keep it with my toilet paper in a plastic bag, tearing it up. So this keeps it formed in there and keeps everything pretty contained, so it doesn't cause any damage. And because I use it a lot with my water system. And then yeah, that's that. So that baby just wraps up in there when I'm done filtering. And I've got my pack on right now, so all this stuff is easily accessible. And then I just put that baby in there, and life is good. Keep on rolling. Stick it in my side pocket and out the door. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe, and happy trails.